All lies will be exposed. That's all.
Katt Williams tried to warn us.
Because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets.
Back in 2024, when P. Diddy's name first hit the headlines for sex trafficking, Katt's warning sounded like a joke. Today, it sounds like a prophecy. And now, as Diddy faces sentencing, that move is starting to take shape. But it's not just about Diddy anymore. This scandal is pulling in names, big ones. Celebrities who thought they were untouchable now find themselves standing on shaky ground. Katt Williams saw it coming. At the time, people laughed. Now, they're not laughing anymore. Because as Diddy's empire crumbles, Hollywood's silence is getting louder. And the question Katt asked still hangs in the air. Who's next? Katt Williams has always been blunt. But back in 2024, when the P. Diddy allegations were still fresh headlines, his warning felt more like a joke. Today, it feels like a prophecy. As P. Diddy's federal criminal trial unfolds, it's no longer just about him. The scandal has started pulling in names, big ones. Celebrities who once stood untouchable in their fame are now finding themselves dangerously close to the fallout. And Katt saw it coming. Just a week after Diddy's arrest in September 2024, Katt Williams posted an AI-generated clip on his Instagram. It was Wesley Snipes in New Jack City, pointing out his crew in a courtroom. But in this version, Diddy's face was swapped in. The caption was simple, yet loud.
Who are you talking about, Mr. Brown? What they?
They. Look at it. Kareem Akbar. That's right, the educated brother from the bank. He's the real head of the CMB, the brains behind the whole thing. I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people.
At the time, it was funny. Now, it feels like a slow, public unraveling. Justin Bieber's name has surfaced, allegedly as one of Diddy's victims. Insiders say he's terrified of what the court might expose. And every day, as new evidence rolls out, the list of those at risk seems to grow. But Katt's prediction wasn't just about Diddy. He warned that the ripple effect would be brutal, that celebrities tied to the mogul through parties, business, or secrets were standing on shaky ground. He called it early, and now we're watching it play out. Katt Williams isn't a stranger to Diddy's world. He was invited in, offered a seat at the table, but he chose to walk away. In January 2024, months before Diddy's arrest, Katt appeared on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast. He spoke openly about declining invitations to Diddy's infamous parties many in Hollywood wouldn't dare talk about.
They offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you.
In that same interview, Katt didn't hesitate to cast a wider net.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
At the time, his comments were dismissed by some as typical Katt Williams bravado. But in hindsight, those words have taken on a weight that's hard to ignore. Because as Diddy pleads not guilty, the silence from others grows louder. And the question hanging over Hollywood is simple. Who's next? Katt Williams predicted a domino effect, and right now, it's still in motion. On Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast, Katt spent nearly 3 hours naming names. Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley, and Diddy. He accused Cedric the Entertainer of stealing his joke verbatim from a 90s comic view set. He called Kevin Hart an industry plant who had movie deals lined up before he ever sold out a show. And when it came to Steve Harvey, Katt didn't hold back.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business and it's a man unit. Then you ask it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing.
And it gets darker.
I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good Oba-Kaby and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none.
But the heaviest revelations were personal. Katt claimed Harvey Weinstein once offered him oral sex in exchange for opportunities. He said he rejected a $50 million shortcut to success.
All of these shortcut takers. They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there.
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no, no, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about.
He also revisited how he was canceled for calling out allegations against Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. Still, his message was clear. The real fight is coming. The silence won't last, and Diddy'll make the first move from jail soon. On July 2nd, inside a crowded Manhattan courtroom, Diddy was declared not guilty on 3 of the most serious charges, 2 counts of sex trafficking and 1 count of racketeering conspiracy. But he wasn't walking free. He was still convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Each count carries up to 10 years. When the verdict was read, Diddy kissed his lawyer on the cheek. He got down on his knees. He sobbed. He prayed. Then he clapped. His family and friends followed, turning the courtroom into an uproar. For a moment, it felt like a victory, but not everyone was celebrating. Outside, the reactions were split. Some danced, some handed out bottles of baby oil. Others stood still, disgusted. Yet inside the Metropolitan Detention Center, Diddy was welcomed back with a standing ovation from fellow inmates. Applause from those behind bars, silence from most of Hollywood. But not everyone is silent. Even with Hulu and Revolt TV cutting ties, even with Forbes slashing his net worth to $400 million, Diddy's empire isn't crumbling overnight. But the personal fallout is far from over. There are over 50 civil suits still pending. Some go back to 1990, some involve minors. And still, people close to Diddy say he's planning his next move. An insider predicts his comeback will start quietly. A tell-all interview, a carefully crafted narrative, charitable donations to soften the image. His legal team is already planting the seeds. He understands the past cannot be erased and is committed to doing the work to become a better man. He plans to keep showing up quietly and consistently where it matters most. But trust is hard to rebuild when your accusers are afraid for their lives. Either way, he's not walking free soon. But it's what happens after that worries people the most. Katt Williams isn't alone in his warning. The fear isn't about a music comeback, it's about retaliation. Diddy's influence, his resources, and his silence, none of it feels safe to those who stood against him. Diddy's story isn't over. His business holdings, his catalog, his ownership stakes, they will continue to generate millions. His name may vanish from headlines for a while, but behind the scenes, his power doesn't fade easily. And probably the next move is already here. Donald Trump is seriously considering a full presidential pardon for Sean Diddy Combs. This isn't tabloid gossip, it's coming straight from sources inside the White House. Not just whispers, it's an actionable event being discussed behind closed doors. Just weeks ago, Diddy was found partially guilty in a New York City sex trafficking trial. He avoided the life sentences tied to racketeering and sex trafficking, but 2 counts of transportation for prostitution stuck. Sentencing is set for October 3rd. Prosecutors are pushing for the maximum, up to 3 years in federal prison. But with Trump's signature, that sentence could vanish. Officially, the White House won't confirm or deny any clemency request, but insiders reveal that Combs' allies, friends, business associates, and political brokers are actively working the back channels. His legal team is staying quiet. No statements, no involvement. They're letting others fight this battle for now. Trump's relationship with Diddy is complicated. Back in 2012, Trump called him a good friend. They ran in the same circles, red carpets, Manhattan parties, charity galas. Trump even defended him on The Apprentice, telling Aubrey O'Day, "He's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him." But Diddy turned on Trump in 2020, endorsing Biden and openly criticizing Trump's presidency. Despite that, Trump now finds himself considering whether to save him from prison. When asked, Trump said, "I would certainly look at the facts if I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me." It's typical Trump. Loyalty matters, but spectacle matters more. With Trump battling his own Epstein-related headlines, a Diddy pardon could be the ultimate media distraction. But Trump's decisions are unpredictable. He could sign the pardon tomorrow or never. For now, Combs remains in the Metropolitan Detention Center. His future hangs on a decision that could come from the Resolute desk or not at all. Stay locked in, subscribe for the updates they don't want you to see, and drop a comment. Who do you think is next? The silence is breaking.